Hello my dear student, welcome to KK Chauhan Vision. Today we are going to start a new lesson. Lesson name is Tissue, and in this lesson we will learn about plant tissue. It is a long topic, so I divided it into two parts. Today we will part first. The question is, what is called tissue? A group of cells originating from the common point having same structure and function is called tissue. We will also say a group of several cells that have common origin, structure and function is called a tissue. In plants, there are two types of tissue. First is meristematic tissue and second is permanent tissue. Meristematic tissues are those tissues whose cells have same structure and their cell wall is thin and the shape of cell is round, oval or polygonal, and the cells are compactly arranged with each other. They do not have any intercellular space. The cells have a big nucleus and dense cytoplasm, and they are comparatively few vacuoles or no vacuoles. And meristematic tissues are divided into two main parts on the basis of their origin. And on the basis of origin, meristematic tissues are two types. First is primary meristematic tissue and second is secondary meristematic tissue. Primary meristematic tissue, on the basis of position, they are three types. First is apical meristematic tissue, second is intercalary, and third is lateral meristematic tissue. Secondary meristematic tissue we will discuss about cambium, and permanent tissues are divided into three main parts. First is simple permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissues are Parenchyma, Collenchyma and Sclerenchyma. Complex permanent tissues are xylem and phloem, and special or secretory permanent tissues are granular and latex vessels. We will read about these in part second. Let's start. Meristematic tissues. In these tissues, division of cells take place continuously, and these cells have the ability to divide. They keep on reproducing newly cells. ये बार बार नए सेल बनाते रहते हैं. Meristematic tissues are found only in those parts that participate in the growth process, like tip of the shoot. स्टेम की शूट को हम शूट बोलते हैं, और टिप ऑफ द रूट, ठीक है, यहाँ पर पाए जाते हैं. एंड कैम्बियम, थिकनेस जो है वो बड़ी करने के लिए ये कैम्बियम होता है. कैम्बियम पर ड्यू टू दीज टिश्यूज द लेंथ एंड थिकनेस ऑफ द प्लांट्स गेट इंक्रीज्ड. On the basis of their origination, meristematic tissues are two types. First is primary meristematic tissue and second is secondary meristematic tissue. And on the basis of their position, primary meristematic tissues are three types. Apical meristematic tissue, they are found on the tip of root, stem and branches. They are of three types. First is epidermis. These tissues build up the outer skin of plant. And cortex, these tissues build up the filling up system, and hypodermis, these tissues make transport tissues like xylem and phloem. Second is intercalary meristematic tissue. We are studying here apical हमने पढ़ लिया. Intercalary we are studying intercalary, and after this we will read about the lateral meristematic tissue. Intercalary meristematic tissues, this tissue is found in the stem of monocotyledon. I told you about monocotyledon when we were reading the lesson diversity in living organism. Monocotyledons are those plants who has the seeds with one cotyledon, like maize, like wheat, bajra. Due to this tissue, plant grow up in height. And lateral meristematic tissue is found in the stem or root of dicotyledon. Dicotyledons are those plants who has the seeds with two cotyledon, like mustard, pea and gram. And now we will study about the permanent tissue. Permanent tissue are those tissues whose cells are lose the ability of division. Those meristematic tissues that lose the ability of division and become permanent are called permanent tissue. Permanent tissues are three types. First is simple permanent tissue, second is complex permanent tissue. Today we will read only simple permanent tissue. Okay, simple permanent tissue. What are simple permanent tissue? Simple permanent tissues are those tissues which formed of only one type of cells are called simple permanent tissue. And simple permanent tissue. Question is, how many types of simple permanent tissues are there? And simple permanent tissues, when the meristematic tissues totally lose the ability of division, then they transform into permanent tissue. Permanent tissues are of two types. First is simple tissue and simple permanent tissue, and second is complex permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissues are formed of only one type of same structure cells. Their function is also same on the basis of structure. These tissues are of three types. First is parenchyma. They are found in roots. Parenchymas are found in root, stem and leaves, and the walls of parenchyma tissues are the cells of parenchyma tissues have thin cell wall. Okay, and they are formed of round or fine walled cell, and their cell wall is made up of pectin. Okay, let's start to know about the parenchyma. These tissues are found in shoot system, stem, leaf and flower, and root in plants, in green plants of the green part of the plants. Their number used to be more, ये ज़्यादा संख्या में मिलते हैं. And these cells can be round, oval, elongated or polygonal shape. And these are living cells. Their cell wall is thin and is made up of cellulose or pectin, and these cells contain dense protoplasm. The main function of these tissue is storage of food or assimilation, or provide strength, storing resin, tannin, gums, and many times preparing food too, because they contain chloroplast in it. Second is Collenchyma. They are found in the middle vein of the stem and leaves, and their wall, Collenchyma's wall, are thick than Parenchyma. They have thick and elongated cell wall, and cell wall possess colon and colon of pectinis में पाया जाता है. These cells are living and multi-armed, oval, rounded shape. Their cell wall is thin, but at the corner of the cells, due to deposition of cellulose and pectin, they get hard and stout. In these cells, generally there are some chloroplast, so they also prepare food like Parenchyma. Now we will study about the Sclerenchyma. These cells are elongated in size and thin, but are equipped with lignin. Lignin is a very hard substance, so due to lignin, these cells are dead cells and are attached together. These cells are pointed at both ends. There is a clear mid-lamina between the two adjacent cells. Cells consist of arched regions that are called as canals, and cells provide strength to the parts of plant. Okay, Sclerenchyma, the cells of Sclerenchyma are dead and they provide strength to the parts of plants. And we will see from here, we have studied about the meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. In permanent tissue, today we studied about the simple permanent tissue, okay, up to Sclerenchyma, and sorry. In the next video, we will read about the complex permanent tissue, and you keep watching my video and keep reading. Thanks for watching this. Thank you.